What's up, Pandeez?
Welcome to another episode of the PandeSoul podcast,
where we explore the flavors of being Filipino and American.
We're your hosts. I'm the Dre Magics.
I'm the fictitious professor.
And I'm EJ Villiaman, and we hope you're hungry.
Because there's plenty to go around.
Do you like a cappella music?
Yeah.
So you like that show? Glee, Jay.
Wow.
What's up, Pandeez? Welcome back to another episode of the PandeSoul podcast, a.k.a. tricking my co-host on when I point the thing for the intro. Also known as the funniest podcast on the internet. Also known as Touch My Niece Jay's podcast. This whole show is just trying to make
There's a lot of stuff going on underneath
Yeah.
what you can't see below the belt.
Dang.
With the slipper.
His wiener stretches across the whole thing.
Don't believe me.
Ouija.
Yeah, it's a Ouija.
Ouija board.
A Ouija board?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you like me? No.
I could have told that to your face.
Shut up, you stupid spirits. Oh, man. Well, that was a cool intro.
So that's opposite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. That
That was an awesome
nice.
intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
We're your hosts. I'm the Dre Magic.
Fictitious professor.
And I'm EJ Villiaman.
And I have a question for you. Why did I set it up stupid like that?
No, keep going.
What is your question?
I have a question for you all.
Yes,
Oh,
Judge
yes.
Magics. What's your question?
Judge Magic.
No comment.
That joke was pretty cool, man. It was fictitious, professor.
Wow.
Okay.
Are Filipinos too generous?
Yes.
Generous. No, it doesn't work.
No. Degenerous X.
Ouch.
Ouch. Plug it in. Put it in the socket.
Yes.
That was a bit.
Just make that louder.
Cut it out if you want. I No, I feel like culturally we have a tendency to be people pleasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that stems from like
Colonization.
some crazy colonization shit, or is that
I think
just
so.
like how our parents raised us, or both?
I think it's a combination of
the line, you know?
survival from colonization, and then also survival of it's like that Bahay Kubo mentality. I think not Bahay Kubo.
Ooh. Explain.
There's like a term for when it's like when a house needs to be moved in the village, the entire village will pick up the house and move it.
Wow, they're all contractors?
Like Jesus.
leave a comment if you know what I'm talking about. But it's like community support.
I see.
So it's like you take
Like
care
a
of.
forced community support, or like a
Well, I think initially, like pre-colonization, it was just part of our culture to just make sure the community is taken care of, like more community-centric.
Okay.
okay. Piggybacking off of that, right? I feel like so you're within like a community or tribe.
Yeah.
You can't like everyone in the tribe, right? Like, there's got to be one.
You don't have.
asshole
Yeah, you
who's
don't
like-
have to.
So would you still help that person move their house?
Dude, freaking Emilio.
Well, I feel
That
like,
guy.
and also like an idealized society, there's no like selfish assholes like that.
Right.
Ideally.
Like back then,
Yeah.
right? Because it's all the understanding of this is all we got.
Right.
So move the goddamn house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move it so I could help you fish later.
Move it. So I'll help you move yours, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it's like a favor for favor.
Yeah. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. The funny thing about my back is
Wow.
Dang. It's located on my PJ.
it's good.
Yeah, man. No, but and that like kind of evolved into this false sense of generosity.
Right.
Do you think it's like, 'cause, you know, I wasn't there during the time of colonization. I mean, I guess it's still happening, but
How dare you?
okay.
You did nothing
dare
to
you
stop
not be
it.
there?
Yeah, dang.
We need
Sorry.
you.
Sorry, I wasn't like you. I was trying to be a sleep Jay. That one didn't work.
Well, I liked it.
Thanks. But it's like this, like, oh, be nice to strangers or get killed. Like that version of generosity, where it's for sure false.
Survival.
it's a survival tactic.
Yeah, it's a false sense of.
And then now it kind of evolved into this really bullshit. Like they'd be nice to you and then talk shit about behind your back.
And then go to Jesus and do confession and then feel like it's okay. And then go
Dang,
back
that's
and
the
start.
scapegoat. That's the
That's what
loophole.
that's what I think it is. Like, oh man, I don't like
That's
getting
the
into it.
pipeline. Where
But
it's
that's
like,
The
nice,
loophole.
talk shit, and then
yeah. Oh, it's okay. I'm like I've absolved those sins. Now I can eat this communion.
Yeah, that's
I hate it.
for sure like a factor.
I hate it. That's why like I don't want to go too into it, but that's kind of why I strayed away from a lot of that.
Church?
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yep.
But then there's also this version of it where it's like you're always fed at even a stranger's house,
Right.
right? So it's like sometimes I get the feeling that like, oh, we'll feed you, but we'll still talk shit. Or it's like you're so over generous that it almost means really nothing.
Right, right.
To the point of I'm offering you actual food and stuff, but I still fucking hate your guts, right?
Yeah.
That just means your gifts mean less and less.
Yeah. I mean that's also like a
Also, I have something for you in the car.
whoa.
What a wild way to set that up.
That's nice.
Leave a comment
No,
if
no, that was a bit. Actually, you're my friend, and I want to do that.
leave a comment if you know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's like also like an extreme too, of like being overly generous and then resentful for being generous.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's an extreme generalization.
I mean, not an extreme generalization, an extreme iteration of generosity.
You think so? You
I
don't
think so. Like I would say
to do this.
like I am generous towards people, but then it's like if it becomes a recurring thing, then I know I for sure will get drained. It's like, oh yeah, I know if you don't have food for like if you go out to eat and you don't have money, I'm like, okay, I
You'll
got
for
you.
sure get
I got
what?
you.
For sure.
But then
no,
but then if it becomes like a recurring thing where it's like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always covering, then it's like
yeah.
okay, my sort of generosity has a end point.
Oh yeah, it has limits.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like the generosity of our people almost seems so false because it's such a facade where like they'll feed you and they'll be nice and I don't want to say kind, but they'll be nice to you,
Right.
right? But at the same time, they could fucking hate your guts
Right.
and like talk shit about you or like think so less of you that like, oh here, this is so it almost diminishes the kindness you're showing.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting. I actually think of it in a different way. I think of it where these people kind of show their generosity because they feel like if they don't, they're going to be talked bad about by the person that they're not generous to. And then this will bring shame to their
It's a fear
family,
Mm-hmm.
their shame to like, oh, we don't want to go there anymore because they don't treat people well. They don't give people water. I don't know, make
Yeah.
peron for them, right? Like, I think it's that is kind of why they're generous. It's the afraid of the shame part.
Yeah, that's like one
social
way.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, social pressure.
Yeah, that's like one way of looking at it too.
So like not necessarily the hate, it's just like they're try hard. Like you want to try hard to please someone so that you don't feel bad. And then it goes back to guilt and like, oh man, I should have done this for this person. Now they're gonna, maybe it goes into superstition. Now they're gonna, because I didn't do this, karma's gonna hit me. It's just gonna like, I don't know, snowball.
Yeah, for sure. And it does result in like burnout to an extent because now you only have such a capacity to give, right? But once
Right.
it starts to get into your reserves, that's when the burnout starts.
Yeah.
Right? Which is kind of shitty. And hopefully this generation, our generation's more aware of it when we're
I think
I
so.
think we are.
giving, right?
I think we definitely are. I mean,
Yeah, without the guilt of like being selfish, because I don't think it's selfish at all,
Right.
right? Like you really do have to take care of yourself.
yeah, that's a learned trait though.
For sure, yeah.
That's definitely a learned trait because we don't know that because all we know is like, oh, you do anything for your family, you
Right.
do anything for your guests
Or anyone,
or anyone, but but mainly your family.
Yeah.
For
Setting
sure.
that
Kinda don't
boundary.
care about.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that would be something we would try and fix with future generations. Like if we have kids, like, hey, you don't got to do everything for your friend. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like, yeah, show the kindness. And if this is your capacity for love, like I know, for example, myself, right? Like, I think I have a little bit more capacity than most people where I'm like, yeah, bro, like, let's kick it. You know, I have the energy for it. And I have the means for it. But also, I've learned to speak up when I don't.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm allowed to have that much more.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
And it is something that I'm, you know, you try and teach the younger generation, family or not, where like, hey, you don't have to do that for me. I know how you, like, I see it on your face. You don't got, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of the play. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, it's also part of learning how to set healthy boundaries, not to prevent people from entering in, but it's to just protect yourself and, like, you know, your energy reserves and your capacity, and also, like, you know, to not get resentful. Because then that's also something I'm also learning to do, is to, like, ask for help, because I've just been used to being so, like, self-sufficient all the time.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if anybody asks me for help, I'm, like, likely to just drop everything and be like, yeah, I got you, type thing. But it's like learning that healthier balance in order to not get burnt out or not feel resentful or not feel like shitty in any type of way.
Yeah. And it's funny to bounce off of that too, when you're now in or going to be in a domestic partnership with someone and they're also a people pleaser, starting to learn the traits of each other is it's pretty neat, because then, like, I mean, you obviously love them for who they are and love them, even you like them for them, you love them despite the flaws. But I don't really see much
You don't
flaws.
have to make that straight.
My OCDC.
Sorry, go ahead.
My OC Legaspi. It was bothering me for some reason.
I'm like,
Oh,
are
it's
you
kinda weird.
hyper-fixating on that?
Yeah. I know, I was
Are
just
you
like one of
okay?
those. No, it was one of those, like, you know, I'm just touching it while.
Nervous tick.
What was I saying?
Sorry. It was just like one of the things I was hyper-fixated on too.
But yeah, no,
your
just like-
partner,
yeah,
you
yeah.
learn each other's traits.
Domestic
Yeah,
partnership.
we're learning. Yeah, I lost it.
You're
But
learning
it's
each other's
okay.
traits.
We know.
Dude, I'm sorry. I feel so bad.
It's okay.
But yeah, that like, you know how in Tagalog or in like Taglish there are certain words that have both connotations of good and bad.
Okay.
Like, for example, in English, right, the word fucker could be like, oh, you're a fucker. Or like, you're a fucker. Right? Where it's like, you're like, it's like,
Or like, what's up, fucker?
yeah. So it's different connotations.
Yeah.
One word I've never heard spun in a good way is madamot.
Oh,
Right?
wow. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's such a like shameful
Yeah.
thing where it's like, oh, that's selfish.
What is that? What does that
It means
mean?
Selfish. It means
Oh.
selfish.
It's like damot.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
so
okay.
madamot.
Right? Where like you don't want to share or like something like that.
Oh yeah, you're
I've
thinking
never
about
heard
yourself.
it in a loving way,
Yeah.
which kind of shapes the culture, right? Like they always say language shapes the culture of how
Yeah.
Inuit people have so many words for ice or snow, right?
Well, when is selfish used in a positive? Just in English also?
Okay, it can be. Or you're talking about yourself. Like, fucking, I'm going to be self. You know, like almost ironically.
Yeah, I think it's in an ironic situation as opposed to, it's not really positive.
You're
It's
like
just
fucker is such a
sarcastic.
horrible word too,
Right.
right? But like,
But unless it's a
used
good-
Ironically.
Sure.
Yeah, like, okay, so for example, kulit, which is like naughty, right?
Yeah.
You can use that flirty or you can use
Sure.
that like in a parenting way, right?
Yeah.
But I've only heard that one version of madamot. Which kind of speaks to the culture of like,
Yeah. Okay.
it's about so much giving, but once you set boundaries, you get called selfish automatically.
Yeah. Or like when you take,
Oh,
you're
I see.
selfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
someone's giving and you're
Yeah.
taking. It's a difference
You're
between taking and receiving.
Yeah. You're so expected to say no when something's offered to you.
Yeah.
Do you-
No, 3 times at least.
Are you do you still have that trait?
Sometimes I've also been like on the opposite end. If somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I'll like do it for free," I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like making sure, like if I'm like offering to pay them, And like, no, for sure, I got it. And it's like making sure that, like,
My rule is I'll
You're
ask
good.
once.
yeah.
Are you? You'll get an "Are you sure?" once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually I just do it once.
But I do get that where, fuck, I know I'm expected to say no here, but like
Yeah.
that's so unhealthy. Like that's so like bullshit, right? Like if they're offering like
Yeah.
maybe, and then I mean, also, in my head, is like, what if it's rude to say no?
I mean,
You know, in cultures, refusing the offering is also rude.
yeah, that's something that you have to determine within that interaction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a case by case. I guess
Yeah.
when someone offers me something, if I want to, I will say yes. If I don't really want to, but I am open to it, I'll say no once, and then if they offer it again, I'll be like, okay, cool, I'll get it. Yeah, but I'll
Yeah.
only grab a little bit.
That's usually why I just ask, are you sure? So I don't have to like say no.
Yeah,
Dang, we all have our own formulas.
Yeah,
Which is crazy, dude.
yeah. Like
But it's-
if someone wants to pay for something and like they like keep insisting, then I'm like, okay, don't pay for it. It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I know I'll get you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like setting proper boundaries, right? Because
Right.
boundaries of receiving also. Is
Yeah.
another
Right.
thing, which is a little bit less common. Is that the?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a little less common is like boundaries on receiving.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like,
Yeah.
yo, I come here and you offer all this stuff and it's great, but like, yo,
Right.
I don't need it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because it's obviously it's fulfilling something you need more than I need
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes,
I see that. Yeah.
right? I guess with advice, I think that would be a more common one.
Oh.
Where it's like, you need advice on this? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Yeah. No thanks. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I definitely like it when people ask the question if I want advice or not. I that's a good first step.
It's
Right.
consent.
Yeah. I will like 98% say no. And
Right,
others,
right.
I'm like, oh yeah, sure. What's going
Yeah,
on?
I mean, giving me the option is always dope.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to keep you in a friendship circle if you ask and I say no more than like just offering.
Right. Yeah, I know for myself, if it's something I want advice on, I ask
I'll
the
ask for
people.
advice.
I ask for the, I like, or like if it's something I'm venting and I trust, like if I'm venting to you, Dre,
Yeah.
for example, it's like I trust, or, you know, either one of you guys, it's like I trust both of you. So it's implied that I would want your feedback just because it's like we're you guys are in my inner circle.
Sure,
But then if it's somebody like who's not as close as me, I will try not to. I mean, I might talk about something that's bothering me, but I wouldn't ask for their
Sure.
advice. So it's like I would, you know, if they ask, "Oh, do you want any input?" Or if they start talking about, like, tell me, you know what you should do. I'm like, no.
No.
Type, you know,
Yeah,
situation.
even in that case though, I usually will ask you like, oh,
Right.
you want me to tell you stuff or you
Yeah.
just want me to listen?
Exactly.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
that's a big
Yeah.
thing too, right? Because
Yeah.
I've been in situations where I've identified like, yo, you just want me to listen, or or do you actually want the advice? And then like,
Right.
the further step to that is like, oh, do you want a solution or do you just want comfort?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's
exactly.
because most of the time, yo, I don't want the solution. I'd like,
I want comfort.
yeah, I want comfort or just like listen or just be there.
Right.
Give me
Right.
that church's chicken.
That was so specific.
Because it's comfort.
Oh, comfort food.
Yeah.
Gonna,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, no, for sure. Oh, that doesn't rhyme with your name, does it?
I know. I'd rather have KFCJ. Ooh, that's dumb.
A leg or a thigh J. See, it didn't go.
God.
No, but yeah, that is like, I guess, unsolicited generosity.
Ooh, did we just come up with our tagline?
Dang.
Unsolicited generosity.
It's like unsolicited advice, right?
Oh,
there
sure.
needs to be a. there needs
Oh,
to be a
okay.
boundary,
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about unsolicited generosity. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
right?
that
'Cause, like,
makes sense.
If you go into a space and they're offering you all this shit, nah, I don't.
Yeah, it's like,
almost to the point where like, what are you doing?
it's unsolicited and then often obligated.
Obligated is a big
Yeah.
word, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because it reminds me of this one time when I was a kid, probably like 6 or 7, and my mom's friend gave me this toy. It was like a bird cage with like a fake bird, and you turn it on, it like spins, and it makes bird sounds. And then
Why
does
just like, time out.
you want to do it?
No, you do it.
Why does your bird make sounds?
Why did we end up?
Same
Why did
thing.
we end up here? Oh my god!
Yuck!
Yeah, wow.
Why does your bird make sounds?
Oh, is your bird white?
If your bird was gonna make a sound, what sound did your bird make? How about yours? Like once it
Silent.
comes out, it's just silent. Mine would go like an old pirate.
Har. Oh my god.
It comes out. Sorry, sidetrack. We're
So
thinking the
you're-
same
okay.
shit. So your bird?
So tell us about your bird.
so is this toy of a fake bird,
Yeah.
and
Is that not funny to you, by the way?
it's okay.
You know, bird means dick.
I know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
It was
wasn't
like
that funny, Dre?
I get it.
Okay, fine.
So she asked me like, oh, like, do you like it? And I was like, legit thought like honesty is the best policy, and I was like, no, I don't like it, like straight up. And then my mom got mad,
Yeah.
but I'm like, why would you buy a 7-year-old boy like a fake bird cage type? Where it's like, because I feel like she felt obligated to buy me a toy because
Yeah.
I was like a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where it's like I would have been fine with like not, because I remember there's a point when I was a child when I would expect like people would bring me gifts just when they would visit, so I was like expecting that.
Yeah.
So there was a certain like precedent of
Dude.
getting a toy.
That's how you end up with all those fake swap meet toys.
Right. But it's like I don't need more. I didn't need any more toys.
There was no Orange Ranger.
yeah.
Dude, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, so it was probably like one of those like swap meet, like
Dollar
random.
Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look on the back and it's just cardboard flavor.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like
Printing on the back.
it would have been better if like,
like
she just
say hi to
didn't.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, be nice.
Yeah. You don't have
Yeah.
to give me a toy every time
Yeah.
Exactly.
because it gets thrown away like a year later.
Just give me clothes.
Dang. Unique loads.
You need clothes.
You need clothes.
Oh man, that bird joke was funny to me. Okay. No, I get it though. The need. I get both sides. Now that
Right.
I'm older and now that I have like god kids that I can't really connect with, or I'm like, should I just get you a whole bunch of toys and shit? But also realizing, they won't remember this.
Right.
It's not of that age yet. But I think that's wild, man, because it's learning how to deal with the next generation and passing on better habits. I think that's all it is,
Right.
Yep.
right? Because like that generation didn't know how to fucking deal with kids in this world, like in this like in America. So they're just expecting, if I give them toys, they'll like me.
Right.
Or it's like, nah, dude, just like, honestly, if you were to sit and teach me something cool,
Yeah.
down.
Or play hide and seek with me.
Yeah. Or just like talk to me.
Yeah.
Just talk to
Like,
the
hey,
child.
what's up?
Yeah.
Right? Just don't ask me about school, because all of them ask me about school.
Dude. Yeah. It's like all like the conversation topics that adults had with me when I was a child, or like,
How's school?
what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
Which I catch myself doing now, and I'm like,
Right.
nah, don't talk about that shit.
Yeah. Mine was, how many girlfriends you have?
Like, I've gotten that too. The answer was always the same.
study.
Just yours.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the school thing. I come to think of it, the adults that I liked the most asked me about my interests, or like were able to identify
Yeah.
the difference between talking to me as a child and talking to me like a child.
Right. Right. That's true.
Like they're like a child too, or
No, they're talking to
you?
me
Because you're a child. Like a child to you.
like a child, or talking to me because I am a child.
Got it.
I know that sounded weird, but like
Yeah. I know what you mean.
talking down to me rather than just talking to me.
Right.
Yeah. And I teach kids, so I try not to baby them or talk to them like
Right.
like that. And I'm like the cool fucking teacher.
Right. Yeah.
Are you on ratemyprofessors.com?
No.
I am.
Rate my fictitious professor.
No, I seriously, I haven't read my professor.
Are you?
He has a chili
As
next to him.
As a professor or as a student?
As a professor.
Nice.
I had a friend make it for me in college.
Yeah.
They just snuck you in the system.
Yeah, still there, still up.
Nice. Is that website still running?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You wanna look it up right now?
No.
Okay.
Dude, it's so hard. Like, I love you and you're my friend. Whenever I have to type out your name.
Well, it's my government name.
Oh, okay.
Johnny.
Yeah. Anyway, no, do you think that's something we can grow out of as like a culture?
Generosity.
Yeah.
Over generosity? Or
Yes.
like false generosity?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm starting with it right now. I'm starting that whenever people come over. I'm not.
Right, but that's you and your inner circle, right? Do you think we can phase out as a people? Because I think
Oh, maybe Phil Ams.
My inner
I feel
circle.
because a lot of us learn to set boundaries and are like smarter about traumas.
yeah.
I don't know how widespread that is in the Philippines in terms of just like mental health. Probably not as culturally
we never know.
available. Yeah. Leave a comment if you're in the Philippines and you know.
Yeah. It's just a comment. I know.
Oh.
Yes.
Damn. Thanks, Pio Pascual.
Dang. Blue check. Pascual. Yeah, because I feel like this is a battle worth fighting.
Right.
Right? Because a lot of them is like, it's going to be such a hard battle to fight.
Right.
We're probably not going to get anywhere anytime soon. But I think phasing out, like false generosity is like a good starting point to eliminate that toxic culture that we inherited from
Right.
ancestors.
Right. That's true.
Where's the border when it's toxic and it's not? Like I like it when
Do you
people
feel
are
bad?
like. I mean,
the
I
border.
yeah,
it's true.
No, it's true.
in terms
but
of like being
when I'm-
generous?
When you think
Yeah,
it's
like-
harmful.
Like when I'm going to when I'm in the Philippines and I'm walking around and someone's like, "Hey, Tagay," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I kind of want to take a shot with you guys, you strangers, you."
I don't think that's harmful at all.
But then that's also like just generosity to
yeah.
a stranger that they don't even know.
I think when the intent is self-fulfilling, then it's harmful.
'Cause
Right? Because
it's harmful.
I feel like them that are like, take a shot. Imagine you were in their shoes. I would just want to welcome everyone and have a good time.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's such a noble intent.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing expected back.
But that's also self-fulfilling to them too, because they're like, "Oh yeah, like I feel
Gets.
fulfilled that this person was
I
down
mean,
to come out."
I mean, technically, yes. However, it's like,
I don't think they're expecting anything back. I
yeah,
think that's
Yeah.
that's also the
Yeah.
big difference.
right.
yeah, I wasn't saying that one was toxic, but I'm just
No,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm thinking about things that's happened to me within the Philippines.
But if my main intent is fear, for sure toxic, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna offer him dinner because I don't want to get talked about.
Yeah, yeah. If the intent is just connection, then it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I was like,
Then
Yo,
Good to know for
do
you.
you want to hang out? And it's like, it's on me. Like, let's go do something. Just because I guess the bad part about it is like, yeah, I'm like, I have nothing to do and I'm like lonely tonight. But on the same tip is like, I do want to get to know you better. I do want to catch up as a friend. So I think
Right.
when the good outweighs the bad.
yeah, it's like if I'm going out for drinks with a friend, and it's like, oh, I got you this round,
Yeah.
and then I'm not expecting them to get the next one, but it's usually, oh, they get the next one.
Yeah.
It ends up like
It evens out.
evens out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if it doesn't, it's just like there's somebody I'm like trying to get to know. It's chill.
Yeah.
There was some like mutuality with that, so it doesn't feel. I don't feel resentful in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is another case by case thing, but it's just like based on how you feel, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's that like obligation that
That's the
that
word, yeah.
that kind of like drives it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a dope spot to end at. Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of the PandeSoul podcast. Listen, you don't owe us anything. But yo, if you liked it, leave the comment, do the share, put it on the internet. We put it on the internet. You interact with it.
Keep it on the internet.
Keep it. Don't cancel us or whatever the fuck.
That's fine.
Yeah, until then, we've been your hosts. I'm the Dre Magic.
I'm the fictitious professor.
And I'm EJ Villiaman.
And until next time,
Don't forget your baon.
peace.
O sige na, Pandeez. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of PandeSoul Podcast.
And check out previous episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, check out all our social media Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at PandeSoul Podcast.
Thanks for laughing, and hope to see you in the next episode, because there's enough PandeSoul to go around.
And don't forget your baon!